Hello, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this video where we're creating this simple video to talk about how we are going to be placing these cargo containers on properties. I have been getting a lot of questions from everyone wondering how we're going to be doing this because many have issues with their cities or recreational lots on how to get these placed. We have been having a lot of success ourselves on how to get these placed on properties. So I'm going to go over a lot of key points on how this can help you. So you may want to get a pen and a paper out or just keep watching this video over and over until a lot of this hopefully makes sense. And if you do have questions, please email us and we can see how we can help you out. Now the first thing that we're going to be going over is finding the land that you need to place these units on, because that has been the first biggest hurdle you have to go over. Now, in a city area, if you want to place these in a backyard behind your rental property, if this is for investors, you need to meet certain setbacks. A setback is when you're placing the unit so many feet from the fence. So you're going to be placing either 3 or 5 or even sometimes I heard even 8 feet from the fence on some cities. And then the next thing is the city, you're going to have to see if they are going to accept an ADU dwelling. Basically, it's called an accessory dwelling unit in your backyard. And with that said, if they accept an ADU dwelling, that actually gives you a really big step forward to place these cargo containers in your backyard. So if they accept ADU dwellings and you can meet the proper setbacks, basically putting the container 5 to even 8 feet or 3 feet from the fence, you should be just fine placing the cargo container in a backyard. Now, if you're going to place the cargo container in a residential neighborhood on its own lot, where you're not going to have any other dwellings on it, just one cargo container in a residential neighborhood, the biggest thing you're going to have to face is meeting a minimal square footage. Now, if you ask the city is going to be asking you or telling you that you need to put the unit in at least a minimal square footage like 1,200 or 1,500 square feet. The other challenge you're going to face is the city is also going to be telling you that you also need to have the unit look like the homes throughout the neighborhood. Cargo containers don't look very similar to other regular homes. That's why we put these containers in unique neighborhoods where you could put a customized home in a more remote country type of area. That's why in a regular residential area, it's a lot easier to place a 20-foot ADU dwelling in the backyard of a regular home compared to putting a 40-foot container on a single lot in a residential neighborhood. So those are challenges that we have faced. I'm going to give you 3 examples on situations we faced on how we place these in neighborhoods. There is a city in Utah called Park City, or Summit County in Utah. We found a property for about $50,000, and we were able to get pre-approval to have 3 cargo containers put together over a foundation, and because they're more of a custom homes around that area. And because of that, we were able to still have it off-grid, and it also had to be tied on grid. The estimate that we had to put it in that area was about $350,000 to build and get the property and connect utilities. We're estimating that if we sold it, setting it up that way, we could sold it for about $800,000. It's about 4 months of work we're guessing to put this all together. Now, the other example that I have is we have another deal where it's just a regular residential neighborhood for a house. We simply went to the city and we asked them, hey, can we place a cargo container home in this backyard? And this is for a customer that is putting a 20-foot cargo container home in the backyard of a home in Oceanside, California. The state of California and state of Oregon has recently passed a law where you can place an ADU dwelling in backyards of those states. So what's cool is that not only is the house able to fit in his backyard with a 3-foot setback, but he also put it on a foundation. And because of that, if you put the cargo containers on a foundation, it increases the value of the property because now it's tied to the home. And what this customer is doing, he's going to tie the electricity, the plumbing, and the foundation in there. And because of that, the house is actually, this is ridiculous. The house is worth $1.3 million for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. That's insane. But they're guesstimating that it's going to increase the value of the land by $250,000 to $300,000, putting this cargo container on this lot due to the value of this land. Now, I know many realtors or investors are listening to this audio, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the feedback I'm getting from the homeowner and from the city that we've been working with. But we easily got approval because we met the minimum, we met the setbacks and the minimum square footage of the unit, and we were able to place it in his backyard. Now, the final and easiest way we could place these containers anywhere are on recreational lots. We were able to take a cargo container on a 10-acre lot into a little town of Montello, Nevada, and place it out there in the middle of nowhere. Basically, we just poured a gravel pad because we could not get a concrete foundation out there because it's too far out in the boondocks that a concrete truck could not get out there. But we were still able to get financing against the land as long as we have a mailing address attached to the land, because many recreational properties do not have mailing addresses. So what we have done is we got a mailing address registered and tied to the land, and then we work with a company called NSS Lending, where they have been able to do financing against properties like this. So we guesstimated the property was $135,000 when it's done, and we were able to get financing of 75% against the value of the property to help work on another deal. So there's many different ways we can go about this, but yeah, you just got to meet the minimum square footage of the city, which could be anywhere from 200 square feet in a backyard to 1,500 square feet on its own lot. Or you can easily put on a recreational lot and do whatever you want with it as long as it's got that mailing address and that it is built to code. That's the other major issue. So I hope that helps you know what it takes to put these on land and on properties. The next thing I'm going to go out on is the foundation options, because those are the main issues that you need to face on making sure you can add value to your land. When you're contacting the city, they're going to be asking you if you are, or you need to ask the city yourself if the cargo container is required to be on a concrete pad or stem wall foundation or a basement. And what we have done is that we found 3 different ways that we can place these on foundations. Is one, when you place it on a concrete pad, it is best to have footings go around it with hurricane straps and tying it to the foundation of the cargo container. And that's the biggest deal for banks and insurance companies to insure these units, is as long as it's tied to the foundation somehow and the city approves of it, you are in really good situation. But most cities do require you to have a stem wall foundation where your footings are below the frost line, and then you can place your cargo container on it. Hard thing about having a crawl space is that you're going to have to hire a crane to place a cargo container on there. Now, the final one is basements. We highly recommend our customers to put a basement under your cargo container if you want to add value to your property, because a basement will double the square footage of your property. But we found that it will require you to have at least 1 door and 1 window in that basement to consider it as a living space for that basement. And so we have decided that it's best to put a door and a stairway on the outside of a basement so you're not wasting the square footage inside the container home. So it is best if you do it that way, and then you can double the value of your home by having more square footage. It's amazing how that works. Finally is financing the property. There is 2 ways that we have worked with our customers to finance these things. One is you do need to get a personal loan if you're starting from scratch, or if you have a fantastic credit, you can do a construction loan with your bank. And the other thing you're going to need to do is make sure that you have some plans set up, and we can help you guys set up plans and engineered specs for your city, and we can get that submitted if it is needed. And then finally, when you want to finance a property, once it is completely built and established on the property, you can go through companies like NSS Lending, and they can finance the collateral so you can pour it into your next investment deal with these containers, because that's what most investors I talk to want to do. And I feel bad saying this, but I thought most investors that we work with already had cash in their pocket, but most investors we work with actually always need financing for these units so they can recycle the money that they're borrowing to put into the next rental that they want to work on. The last thing I would like to talk to you guys about is the purpose of your containers if you're going to be renting it or flipping it. We have examples on the models that we build, but we challenge you guys that every place that you are living is a different geographical area, has a different style. Some of you are living in deserts, you're living in beautiful beach areas, or you're just living in a forest. Be creative with your investment, where you need to blend the style of your cargo container with the area that you're living in. And just don't stick with the styles that we have. And when you do this, it will attract more people to purchase the unit if you want to just build and establish it on a property and sell it. Or you can also just rent it as an Airbnb themed toward the place that you are renting it. So if it's in a beach type of area, make a beach type of theme to the unit. If you're in a forest type of area, make it more of a rugged kind of theme to it to attract more people to rent it out. So there's so many possibilities. But the thing is, that's the success that we have found here with Apoca Outposts, is that we really do want to help you get these established on properties. In many areas we have worked with, it has been very easy for us to get approval and to place these anywhere. But the biggest issue at the end is also making sure that you can get a good cash flow with clients coming there. And that's by the way you're going to build it. So if you guys have any questions, I know this is a very simple, quick video talking about how we did this, but if you have any questions, please let us know. But if not, you're welcome to fill out our form on this page, letting us know your thoughts and also how you would like to move forward investing your money or even purchasing a home to live in. Depends on what you want to do to place these on property. Again, thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day.